Happy Wednesday and also rate cut decision day. Oh, a lot of people have been waiting for this day. And I mean, it's pretty much given to us. The Federal Reserve is not really going to be doing anything today, but it's all about what they guide for. However, here's the catch. There's a lot of politics in play, and honestly, anything that Powell says is not really going to be the long-term vision. Because if Powell comes out today and shocks everyone and says, hey, we're going to be cutting interest rates, that can be taken as very bad. Okay, because interest rates don't just come down if they don't need to come down. That's where a lot of people really don't understand this. We're really in a bad market environment right now where the market is really chasing interest rate cuts. But the real question is, do we need them? And the answer is honestly probably not. We've cut substantially since raising since 2022, and really since starting to cut interest rates. I believe we did a couple 2024. Yep, 2024 is actually more than a couple. And then this past year, a couple interest rate cuts, definitely in the later half of the year, though, not in the beginning, for the massive surprise of Liberation Day by the dip of a lifetime opportunity. But otherwise, today, the markets are expecting that Powell is going to come out, pretty much say, hey, we're not going to be cutting rates. It's all about what he guides to up until May, but the market prices in the future. So if the Trump administration, aka Donald Trump, comes out and says, hey, I'm going to go ahead and nominate someone here, and whoever he nominates is going to be very aggressive at cutting rates, the market's going to price that in. So, oh boy, excuse me. Oh, it is 10:11 a.m. I got some, I always have burpees for some reason whenever I start making videos. If you're new here, welcome. Hopefully you enjoyed today's short little video. Going to try to keep it under 15 minutes. If you find value out of today's content, smash the like button. Subscribe, which is entirely free. And we're gaining new subscribers. Ended up gaining a couple here over the last week. Much love and appreciation. And would definitely like to grow this YouTube channel. Not to mention, this is a very sub YouTube channel of mine. I have many other YouTube channels as well. But this one is definitely dedicated to the market. I try to put out videos Monday through Saturday, but I may cut back, especially if there's really nothing interesting going on per se. So today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit more about rate cuts, what I really see as a potential of that could be happening. Also going to be talking about Meta as well. I did make a video several days ago about Meta's earnings. I am a Meta shareholder, been in and out of Meta over the last couple years now. Always made money on the stock. And the company has definitely surprised a lot of people. But going back to rate cut decision, it's no surprise that Powell is going to come out and just be very robotic and say, hey, you know, there's no reason for us to cut interest rates. The economy is doing really good. That right then and there is going to alleviate a lot of fears about recession. And maybe we're going to really see in the market that we can potentially really start to kind of stabilize. And on the major indexes, we can definitely very much move extremely higher to the next leg of this bull market. Yes, we're in a bull market. Obviously, SPY is at all-time highs. We made a new all-time high here today on SPY. You got Qs also pretty much doing the same. The IWM has been performing amazingly, and I've said this in the past couple weeks now, is that the small caps are rock and rolling. And when you have the small caps moving higher, but the top of the market, such as the SPY and the Qs are NASDAQ top 100 companies. So when you have essentially the NASDAQ lagging, you got all the technology, the S&P 500, and then you also have NASDAQ top 100 companies, which is, it's pretty funny because, like, if you look at so many of these companies that are part of the Qs, they're also part of SPY as well, too. But when you get a lot of these companies moving on the top of the market and also the bottom of the market, it creates a very quick, very fast leg up. And if you've been watching my videos over the last 3 months now, I started a public profile challenge on this channel, and I started buying this massive dip that we had down back in November with the government shutdown. So going back to interest rate cut decision, it's going to be a roller coaster for today, because whatever Powell says, he's going to outline his vision, and he's basically going to say, hey, we're done, potentially we're done cutting rates for his term. Anything he's talking about his term as chairman. I absolutely despise the Federal Reserve because they are not part of the U.S. federal government. Don't let the name federal, confuse you. They are legitimately not even part of our government, but they are just a conglomerate banking system that is very much dominated America for the last century, and it's all just it's all a monopoly. It's a rigged game. If we need more money, they're just going to print more money, and inflation is just going to go up. They're going to raise interest rates to bring inflation down, and then just print more money, and it's going to go forth and so forth. It's a very much Ponzi scheme. But someday it's going to all collapse, which is going to be terrible. Hopefully it doesn't happen in my lifetime. I'm 37. Could it happen in my lifetime? Maybe potentially. I really don't want that to. But whatever Powell pretty much guides, it's going to be for his term. So if he says, hey, we're going to be looking at the data, okay, cool. Well, if the data starts showing weakening over the next couple months, then he's probably going to cut rates before he leaves. But if the data is not showing any weakening, there's no reason to cut rates. We got a government shutdown that very well could happen. It's another hibachi. I'm actually very much prepared to deposit more money on my account here on this channel, because the whole reason the market dipped back in November is because it was really because of the government shutdown, plus a lot of fears, plus a lot of geopolitical factors as well too. And I mean, hey, these stocks are already beaten down a little bit, because it's kind of comical. You have the major indexes, at all-time highs, but has SoFi, broken through all-time highs yet? Has AMD, AMD's different story here. AMD, yes. Palantir is significantly very much lagging. Same thing with Hood. Meta is a different case. We'll get to that momentarily. Adobe is a different case, but a lot of these companies have really not recovered previous to the government shutdown. So you got to really take that into consideration, that if we do get another government shutdown here, Powell has stated that it's going to be detrimental, because they're not the Federal Reserve is not going to have a lot of data to really make policy change, such as raising rates, lowering rates, not raising rates. And it's going to basically be a couple months of pain again. Now, if Powell comes out today and says something that's going to spook the market and the market sells off, you can expect President Trump to go ahead and issue a statement of who he's going to have as a new Fed chair. If he nominates a very interest rate cutting friendly human being, the market's going to price that in. So if he's going to nominate someone that says, hey, as soon as I get in May or June, whenever the transition is going to happen, I'm going to cut interest rates by 50 basis points. And then by the end of the year, it's going to go down another 50 basis points again. Or hell, some of the people that are extreme rate cutters, they're talking about lowering interest rates by 1 whole basis point. Okay. If you go ahead and think about that for a moment, that is remarkable. I have a military background. I've used my VA loan, and I actually have a friend that's actually shopping right now for some real estate with a VA loan. He's getting actually on a 30 fix. VA loan is a little different, but his VA loan that he's actually getting is a fixed rate of I believe right below 6%. Some banks, honestly, for VA loans are offering like closer to, I believe, maybe like 5.7, 5.6%. But you're talking about an interest rate going down by like a whole percent. That's significant. Significant across the board for like all mortgages. Okay. It's gonna unfreeze the housing market significantly. That's also what the Trump administration wants. So keep that in mind. We could be on a roller coaster here. I'll be posting a new video tomorrow, basically unveiling the impact of pretty much the rate cut decision, and also showing Meta's earnings as well too. So Meta, very quickly, I made a video several days talking about this. It's all about if Zuckerberg is going to pull back on the spending. He has stated unofficially that he's going to cut back on the spending. Last earnings, Meta put up the biggest revenue growth they have ever done, but they're spending more money than they're generating, and that spooked so many people. So are they going to be pulling back on the spending, or are they going to significantly actually tell us as shareholders, hey, this is what we're spending money on. This is what we plan on getting as a return. Just understand this is going for the business and this is not going in Vegas. Okay. A lot of investors can maybe feel more confident again, but it's all about, do you trust the management team or not? If you trust the management team, you got no worries. Obviously, people trusted the management team many years ago when they bought into this company. And I've been in and out of this company like repeatedly, just like I've been in and out of Palantir. I bought this company when it was around 300, sold a little over 500, got back in when it dipped below 500 because it was a bad earnings. And then I ended up selling the 6, bought in during Liberation Day, got out during the summer last year. I've made money all around. So, what do I really plan on doing? Well, for whatever reason, if Meta really does significantly dip here, and hold on one second, I'm just double checking something else on here. I have a screenshot saved. Where are you, screenshot? Okay. If any of these stocks are applicable to you, I'm going to be making videos on probably on Palantir next. Probably going to be doing that video soon because their earnings are coming up along with AMD. And then we also got PayPal. I actually released a PayPal video as well. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I'll be making a lot videos because we're definitely around earnings seasons. But let's go ahead and look at Meta very quickly here. Meta, on a technical analysis basis, the stock is very beaten down. The RSI, Relative Strength Index, is below 70. So obviously we can definitely push higher. It's not oversold. We have reclaimed the 50-day moving average here, which is this blue line. Obviously, the 100 and 200, they're dancing. That basically means it's really like a coin toss of which way this could go on a technical analysis, okay? Not fundamental analysis, technical analysis. Fundamental analysis, Meta is undervalued. Okay, this company is still growing, and over the next several years, this stock is going to be well over $1,000 a share. They're probably going to be ending up doing a forward split because their stock price is just going to be like very trading. Their stock price is going to be very much on the expensive side. And I actually talked to someone recently because a lot of people get discouraged of the stock price being like a large number. I'm not talking about the valuation. I'm talking about the stock price being a big number, right? You buy one Meta share for $675. That's like a big number, right? Sure, if you're investing into the market, maybe a couple $100 a week, maybe $1,000 a month. I mean, sure, buying a Meta share is a big number. You could always do fractional shares, but you also got to remember that if you do buy one Meta share, if the stock goes up 10%, you make the same amount of money as if you were to take $675 and buy a company with a stock price of $67. Because if you bought a company where their stock price is $67, you get 10 shares. If you buy one share of Meta, you get one share. If the stock price goes up 10%, you make the same. A lot of people get discouraged about getting into the market. I've been in the market now since my early 30s, since I was 31, last 6 years. One of the reasons I actually never got into the market in my 20s is because I had that mentality. So if you are watching with that mentality, you got to go ahead and break it. Okay, don't get discouraged by the big stock price. But otherwise, yeah, once Meta's stock price gets over 1,000, they're probably going to be doing a forward split, which is not bad. Nvidia's done splits, Amazon has done splits, Tesla's done a couple splits. Every great company has done a split, because it means their stock price is just going up massively, and they need to make it more appealing to other people. So what is my game plan with Meta? I don't think that the 50-day moving average is support or good support. I honestly believe my average is really support. We actually bounced off my average back actually several days ago, which is pretty funny, okay? So definitely 600 seems to be a big support. That is definitely around the support back in November before Thanksgiving. And that's also a breakout of back in Liberation Day. Meta has a lot of room to move up. And when Meta starts moving, it moves very slowly. Like, you just get like a consistent amount of slow green days. Meta is the stock that will go up by like 2% for like 10 days straight. And then you'll be like, what the heck? The stock is up by like 20. Like what? You got to factor in when a stock goes up by 2%, the 2% each day gets greater and greater and greater and greater when you hold shares. So here's the thing. If Meta were to dip back down to my average, I'm probably going to, I would feel comfortable on buying some more shares here. And Meta on this account here, it's my third largest. Also my third largest on cost basis. I would not mind, honestly, adding like maybe as high as 2 more shares. Definitely increasing my cost basis. And that's really if we do get a nice pullback. If we are off to the races and Zuckerberg really gives us good guidance and really cuts back on the spending here, then this stock can rebound to all-time highs probably in the next quarter, or going into the next quarter. And we could be looking at a $700-800, later this year, and maybe even $1,000 early next year. A lot of money is to be made in Meta, and is such a great, phenomenal company. Zuckerberg is, I believe, 41, a couple years older than me. Obviously, net worth is like it's insane. But I mean, the guy is in his business great prime of years. So I mean, if Meta pulls back here for whatever reason because of fears, let's say they guide and they give us a reasoning, but the market just doesn't like it. It's a growth. Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, the midterms, money funneling on in. Where do you advertise your business? You advertise on Meta platforms. There's no better business advertising platform out there beside Metaverse. It's pretty ironic. So, sure, this stock price can definitely go down here. All in all, and I mean, well, we're going to see what happens tonight and also definitely tomorrow. That's pretty much my game plan. Always do your due diligence, like I said. If you want access to my community, that link is definitely down below in the description. Definitely check it out. Otherwise, like I said, thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. I lied. It was not under 15 minutes, but it was under 20 minutes. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow, and let's hope for the best, right? Or maybe some of you want to hope for the worst so you can get more discounted shares. Okay, let's see what happens later.